Calling the meeting to order of City of South Lebanon regular council meeting, May 2nd, 2024 at 6:00 p.m.
Allen, Carmack,
Present.
Combs,
Present.
Feder,
Present.
Harrison,
Present.
Spicer.
Present.
Could you all please rise for the prayer and the pledge? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We give thanks for this National Day of Prayer and that you will hear our collective voice to heal our nation. Thank you for our staff and our public workers and our council members. Help us to work together for the good of this community and her citizens. Help us to make wise decisions. Bless all of our first responders, keep them from harm, and help them keep our country and county and all communities safe. In your name we pray, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And before I go any further, I'm going to give you a little quotation from George Washington this evening, because it is a special day of prayer. How far you go in life depends on your being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant of the weak and the strong, because someday in your life, you will have been in all of these places. So now I'm going to open the floor. I'm sorry, we're not going to introduce our guest, Mike McGinty from Warren County Foundation. Mike, take it away.
Thank you. In your packet, my name is Mike McGinty with the Warren County Foundation. Mostly to give a broad overview, but also just to guide through this handout was in your packets. And hopefully this gives a good overview of the topic of a civic fund. And then there's this card that is a overview of the Warren County Foundation. So for just a minute, just wanted to introduce or reintroduce, hopefully you have a connection to the Warren County Foundation. It's been around we're celebrating our 27th year. Our mission is to enhance charitable giving, to therefore enhance our county, and specifically tonight to talk about how to enhance South Lebanon. We've been able to meet with Tina, with Linda, with Jerry, and explain what a civic fund is. And assuming you potentially know what that is, just the overview would be an opportunity for citizens in the South Lebanon community to give a charitable contribution to enhance their community, their area, if they, for whatever reason, did not want to give that funding directly to the government. So we are housed in Lebanon. We are able to provide all the backroom support to support Tina, work in partnership with her on the organization of the funds. The donor intent would be something that would stay within the South Lebanon leadership. If somebody wants to come to you with $100,000, with $1,000 to plant some trees, to establish a park, or to do something to enhance the community, it is going to be your role to approve that gift, or at least the trustees of a fund. So we're not trying to take that over as much as administer the funds that would be given and allow that to be a tax deductible incentive for citizens that want to, again, enhance their community. So we work with over 200 different funds. We work predominantly with individuals and families, organizations, and government institutions. So on that handout, try to give you a couple of examples of other civic communities that have been partnering with us, and also some organizations as well. But for families who want, they're thinking about charitable giving, they want to establish a family fund, they don't want to go off and do that on their own, we are allowing them to, we allow them to work with our 501c3 umbrella, so they don't have the headaches of that kind of tax and government and legal kind of paperwork. And so, but that's one piece. With a civic organization, again, we would work partnership with you with donors. So I wanted to just for the most part, be able to answer questions on what this may look like logistically, and or if there's any concerns. Ideally, it's a wonderful opportunity to promote to the community that there is this kind of middle organization that does this. This is our expertise to handle and invest the funds. We work predominantly with LC&B, Fifth Third. We have a very intense investment committee that makes sure that these are invested in a very frugal way to have some growth, but also to protect the assets. So questions that you may have on what a civic fund could look like for South Lebanon.
Are there any questions? Could you explain to everyone that, this just says it could be some other family or someone that in the foundation itself that realized that we were in the foundation and say, hey, we could give something to South Lebanon.
So ideally, it's a two-way street where we're promoting a South Lebanon Civic Fund. Again, we work with 200 plus funds, and we would make that known that there is a South Lebanon Civic Fund. Someone might say, as they bring, or they're talking to us about their family assets, their charitable giving, they're from South Lebanon, we would say, well, you could establish your own Smith Family Fund, or there's a South Lebanon Fund. I really want to develop this park downtown. I keep using the park as an example. There's all kinds of different opportunities to enhance the community, but we would certainly promote that once we hear from them that they're from this geographical area. So yes, it would be a two-way street for promoting that.
Any other questions or concerns? Whoa, I didn't expect that.
We are a nonprofit, but yes, we are a business, so we do need to make money. We have a very modest fee schedule, so there is a fee involved. It's a step scale. So for the first $100,000 that a family, an organization, a government might institute, we have at least a minimum of 1%. Actually, the minimum is $500 a year. So, but up to $100,000 is 1%, and that goes down if more funds go in. So it depends on the magnitude of somebody giving to South Lebanon. Somebody could give $1 million gift and they said, I don't want something to happen for 5 years, or they want that spent in the next month. We'll process that too. But there is a fee. So those fees that we gain off the accounts, we then use obviously to pay our operating costs, but then we are granting nonprofit organizations in the community. So we give out about almost $85,000 to nonprofits that apply for us. There's a number of grant programs that we have, but there's a few pieces. So great question.
Could you explain how we would manage those funds? There would be a small board within the foundation that is from South Lebanon, correct?
So you could make that, again, not knowing the South Lebanon government regulations, I would think it'd be some folks from the council. If you want to bring in citizens of the community as well, if involving people from Warren County Foundation, it could be a blend of folks. And so those are called the fund trustees. They would again help by approving whether this donation is something you even want in the community, and then the spend. So $50,000 is donated to plant trees in the new Veterans Park. You would want, if you did want that money would be contributed to the Warren County Foundation. And then when you're ready to plant those, you would authorize, that trustee group would authorize the spend for that. So again, Tina has some great questions of how the money goes in and out is through the foundation, but there is still a process that you're, again, organizing out in your books. So.
Okay. Thank you very much. No questions from the attorney?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming and sharing that with us, Mike, and hope to see you again soon.
Great. And so any questions that might come, definitely reach out to Tom. Tom Seddon is the CEO. It's a lean and mean 5-person part-time kind of machine, but definitely able to answer. And there's other questions or other examples in that handout I shared with you of whether it's Morrow or Lebanon or Deerfield that have been go down this road and can answer.
Well,
those
I've been
questions.
involved with you through the scholarship fund
Yes.
and how we dispersed that. And we do have a main donor. I won't get into any of the personal names, a main donor that matches whatever we raise. And we were expected to keep that initial investment there.
Okay.
And then live off what interest, we were gathering during that time. And that's the way we gave out scholarships. But we were always supposed to keep it at a certain level.
Yeah.
Never spend it all down.
And there's a couple ways it could be designed if the donor wants that in more of an endowment piece versus a more open designated fund. And just an example that the city of Lebanon, whether it's citizens giving, they also, part of their budget each year was to give out money in the community. Their council members are like you, serving on a number of different boards. There became a conflict of interest because they couldn't vote on different things. A purpose for their fund set up was so that they could have a neutral party voting on where that money is going to be able to separate that from their council role. So that's another purpose if that is a part of the South Lebanon expenditures. So in addition to citizens that want to give money again.
Okay,
Thank you, Linda.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now I will open the floor to the public for any public comments. Hearing none, I will close the floor. So we'll move on to new business. And this is the first reading of ordinance 2024-10, amending the job description requirements, compensation pay level for the Director of Finance position. That's just the first reading, right? So entered into the record. Okay. Ordinance 2024-11, first reading, setting the rate of compensation for the city administrator, so entered into the record. Ordinance 2024-12, first reading, setting the rate of compensation for the Director of Finance, so entered into the record. Ordinance 2024-13, first reading, zoning map amendment to zone 11.09 acres of property located between State Route 48, Turtle Creek Road, parcels 1202-351-04, parcels gosh, these numbers, parcels, whatever. No, not whatever. Parcels 12-0351-003 and 12-02-351-009 from B2 General Business District to MEP Mineral Extraction and Processing District. So entered into the record.
To clarify, rezone. I think you said zone. It's a
Oh,
rezone.
I'm sorry.
All right, keep going.
I'm glad somebody's watching my reading. Now, emergency ordinance 2024-14, creating the position of Public Works Director and establishing compensation and fund allocation. I need a motion to suspend two reading rule.
Brenda Combs, motion to suspend a two reading rule.
Lisa Fetter, second.
Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none. I'm sorry.
Allen. Carmack. Combs.
Yay.
Fetter.
Yay.
Harrison.
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
I will need a motion to approve by title only. And a second.
Motion made, title only, Brenda Combs.
Lisa, second.
Allen. Carmack.
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Fetter,
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Motion approved. Motion to approve the invoices.
So moved.
Lisa, second.
Carmack. Yay. Combs,
Yay.
Fetter,
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
We need approval of the meeting minutes, but I did find a correction. In the part where the mayor's speaking, it is listed as heart. Thank you for everyone for the heart. It should be hard.
Which one? What?
It's the regular council meeting, I think. Maybe it's a special. No, I don't know. Right there. It should read hard. Okay. Are there any other corrections or additions? Hearing none, I will need an approval of the regular meeting minutes, April 18th, 2024, and the special meeting, April 25th, 2024.
Brenda, motion made.
Lisa, second.
Carmack. Yay. Combs,
Yay.
Fetter,
Yay.
Harrison. Yay. Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. For communications from me and everyone else, I just want to thank everyone. Today is the National Day of Prayer, and we did do a resolution. I'm not going to read it because it's lengthy, but it is posted on our website. So if anyone would like to read a proclamation from the city of South Lebanon on our Day of Prayer, or their National Day of Prayer. I'm going to remind everybody on Saturday, we have the spring cleanup. We need everybody's help, and there's going to be donuts, juice, coffee, water, and we'll be supplying all the materials that are needed to help clean up. And Jerry told me the gator that you don't have to take the bags with you. The gator will drive around and pick them up. We've been busy all week with committee work and other things, and we are moving along. And I'll let Jerry go into more detail about everything that's going on. Next is our Director of Finance, Tina.
I just wanted to report back on our April collections for income tax now that we've started to close the month. It looks like so far for the year, we're up about 6%, which is kind of where we were last year with what kind of annual increase we're seeing. I think last year we finished the year around 6% for the whole year. So it looks like we're on target to have some growth again this year.
Jerry, our administrator.
Just a few things. Pike Street Bridge, if they can get the striping done tomorrow, we'll be open tomorrow. If not, it'll be early next week. So that'll be a welcome thing for everybody. After that, though, we're finalizing the plans for the Forest Avenue project, which will be from High Street to Section Street. So we'll get those. So those plans are finalized. That'll be out to bid. Speaking of bids, we did open the Mesa Mar Millgrove Road project, phase 2. This was this morning. The estimate on the project was just under $435,000. The low bidder came in at just under $398,000. So which is a significant less, $37,000 less than the estimate. So part of that funding is the Ohio Public Works Commission. And considering this project has been out there about 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer, with the old estimate, we're very happy with the results of the bid. And then Brenda or Linda mentioned the cleanup. That's also for residents to bring all their any extra trash or garbage that they have, anything they want to get rid of that may be too big for the regular trash. Just can't be no Freon, no liquid, no paints, and no tires, and I think like no batteries, anything that's hazardous. So if you can put it in your trash, you can put it in there. And they'll be there from trucks will be there at 8 o'clock till noon. So hopefully we get good weather. So I think that's probably it.
Thank you, Jerry. Andrew, do you have anything?
Nothing for me tonight.
Sergeant Adams, do you have anything?
I just kind of want to let everybody know, we have our next retirement out of South Lebanon. First one was Sergeant Boylan. Deputy Black has turned in his paperwork and retiring. His last full day on the road will be May 29th. So he's been down here since December of 2020. He's, I want to say it's over 29 years now. Really, for me.
You need to do something for him.
We're still working on the all the details for the extra detail on the 4th of July. We'll be getting that, and then I think the new vehicles. I think we're still working on that.
Okay. Did you want me to talk about that at all? Traffic.
If you want to.
So we kind of have a meeting, and we were trying to figure out, with as busy as we are, how to help with enforcing a little bit more traffic. Obviously, when one of my guys takes off, somebody has to cover that, so it makes it a little hard if you're on calls or trying to complete paperwork. We sat down and kind of came up with an idea of putting some funds towards extra duty detail, where then I can pull from all the deputies, which right around that can put in and sign up to work a detail at specific times to help hit some of these problems we're having. That way we don't have to worry about that deputy being pulled away from calls for service unless it's an absolute emergency. Something subject with weapons. Besides something like that, their primary duties were tactical. A little bit outside the box to try to.
Yeah, we always have to be thinking
Curtail this.
outside of the box, especially when we're working, with budgetary numbers and I think that's a good, attempt to do that, because yesterday when I was coming home and I was going to turn right onto Main Street off of Pike, 5 cars went through that stop sign without stopping. And I'm like, and I wasn't sitting there daydreaming. I was stopping like you should stop. And I was just really shocked. And that's the kind of thing that we're trying to address. And I'm sure that we'll have to bring this to council, correct? No? Okay. So yeah, I think it's a great idea
Yeah, I can tell
and
you.
plan.
Yesterday afternoon, I believe Deputy Fox was out on Zoll Road for a little bit before he got a call. He got at least one stop that I know. So, and that's kind of the problem you run into. If you got somebody now on Zoll, then Main Street's open. It's just trying to cover all. And the new deputy position it looks like right about now it's going to be filled sometime in September. They have to hire for that position. It's coming, but it's going to be.
Is the sheriff's office going to assign a new deputy down here? Do you have any say in that? How's that going to work?
So it's ran by our contract. Our position is a seniority-based position. So So what will happen is they will post, once it comes up time, they will put up a posting and then deputies can put in. If nobody puts in, then what will happen is we'll get the new deputy off train.
For the supplemental deputy, what all types of things is he gonna target besides the corner? And
So I'm working on it still right now, but what I have identified currently, any and all stop signs throughout the main downtown area, because those all seem to be a problem over here as well. Main Street, speeds on Main Street, people passing. Zor Road is one of them. Kind of hit the different areas of downtown. So just kind of depends on what they're seeing. If they're not seeing much, if it's a quiet morning, there's no traffic running downtown, then I have 48 forward Dixon out in that area and start.
Lebanon Road coming down into,
That's actually on my list. I got it listed as Pumpkin Brown Hill. So
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yep.
try to get out of my subdivision sometimes and can't.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I just sit and wait. I let them go.
Yeah.
And they're going not 25.
No, especially going down that hill. You got to ride your brakes the whole time to stay at 25.
Well, you do have to ride your brakes at 25. And somebody said to me, oh, you're one of those people that ride my brakes down the hill. Well, I think, all of us are supposed to set an example.
I agree.
And I don't want to get caught. I don't want the headline to be the mayor caught speeding.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So most of our complaints are coming from the downtown area. So that'll be the primary, and then they'll set up like 48 Corwin Dixon Mason Mars, like secondary. So
pretty much that answers it. I'm just also thinking about just the parking that I see that's like any way that they can get in there any direction. Things like that on the streets, people parked out like halfway into the street,
yeah.
just different stuff like that. It's just
So, yeah,
getting really overwhelming.
Yeah, any type of complaints you have there. I'm going to start having my midnight guy try to catch things at night. Drive around when it's quiet and try to pick off more of the parking complaints. So when I see that, it's usually warning the first time and then it's kind of.
Well, thank you for everything. Does anybody else have any questions? Thank you for everything you do for us, Sergeant Adams. We really appreciate it. So now we'll go to our council members. Council member Spicer.
So a while back, I brought up the idea of commemorating us becoming a city by adopting a new flag and a new seal. I don't have a design for a seal worked up, but I did work up a rough idea of how I want the flag to look. So Councilwoman Feder made me kind of an analog for it. So this is kind of the design. Oh, I can hold it up. That's kind of what I had in mind. And I was wondering if everybody else felt it was a.
Explain to everybody the
Oh,
history
yeah.
of it, because
So my idea on it was the blue and the white, that was the school colors for the old South Lebanon School District before it was absorbed into Kings. The blue on the side here, that's the Little Miami River, and these two are Turtle Creek and Dry Run running into it. That was kind of my ideas with those. And the 3 stars is South Lebanon Station, Deerfield, and Mary Ellen was the 3 small towns that kind of came together and became South Lebanon. So I tried to make a lot of symbolism into it. And if anybody wants, I've got a picture of it. If you want kind of a representation, I can email it to you. I was wondering if we could move on with that, or if everybody's fine with the design or wants to tweak it at all, or. Thank you.
so should we do this, take a vote on it next meeting? Because I know we're not supposed to
Yeah, if you could just,
have to maybe research.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get this all going forward. And then we need to look at a new seal as well. Thank you. Councilmember Lisa. Councilmember Carmack.
I do have a question as to street sweeping and when we're gonna start making people actually move their cars. And, you know, as long as nothing's happening, they're never gonna move them. And the same thing with trash cans. I mean, there's some people that just leave their garbage cans out there and they take the trash to the street. So I just like to bring that up.
So the trash, we could, we have trash regulations, so if we get that reported, we can kind of deal with those on a case-by-case basis. With the street sweeping, and I think we've had some dealings prior, I think probably when Jeff was still the sheriff, about the legality of making people move. We'll go back and revisit that, but we put the signs up that says by order, but I don't know how enforceable that is. I think that was a question. Maybe,
I'll find that out.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be something to think about.
And I think street sweeping starts, it starts this month, I think. Yeah.
And if we could possibly, you know, put a schedule on our website, maybe people would be, if they were more informed about, you know, we're gonna be, the street sweepers are gonna be going through on this day, maybe they would move their cars, you know?
They usually put on the motor bills as well.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anything else, Sharon? Wow, Mary Ann, you're hiding. Member Harrison, do you have anything?
Of course, I want to thank our law enforcer, Corey, and all the deputies for keeping us safe. I know you guys have a hard job, and I just want you to always tell them that we support and we have your back. Any tool that you need to make your job easier, I can't think of any of us that would not be for it. So don't ever hesitate. Keep you guys safe as well. And thank you, everybody. That's
Councilmember Combs.
I would like to echo that. Thank you to you and all your men who keep us safe, and also for the Union Township Fire and Rescue. And thank you for everybody that's been working so hard. I think we've been doing really good together, and I really like that. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to not forget and thank all of our area churches today that had events for the National Day of Prayer. All of our churches I know down here within the historic part of the village were doing things. So I just want to thank you for all of that. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?